I think that technologies should be always a tool which makes things easier, but you can't get conversations between us. The intention why you should serve music more than probably yourself could be never a computer program. And this are much more important than artificial intelligence, which could make average tonality of everything.
But you think it can help for the composition process?
It helps.
Do you think that's going to impact the process of creating new music in a way that benefits the musicians and the art itself, or you're pessimistic about it?
I'm really curious. I don't really know which one it's going to go, but I think in general, I think AI is going to solve some problems, but I think it's going to create other problems. And I think it's like a huge challenge to sort of navigate the ethics around AI. It's like, it's a very powerful tool and can solve a lot of problems, but if it's not handled right, it will be very dangerous. So I don't think AI is to blame. I think it's people around that we have to be worried about.
A tecnologia, o eletrônico, o orgânico, a reciclagem, ela está em todo lugar.
Do you think about using those new technologies like AI in your creative process, or do you think that can harm the way you make music?
I think it's really, really interesting. I have a lot of interest and passion in like knowing about AI and knowing about new technology. I don't want to use it in my music. I think maybe for like, you know, plugins or something, like if you demo, like I feel like that's a field that they should do their thing. I think there can be something really creative. I don't want to use it for music. The only thing I currently use it for is when I have a music video, I make them draw pictures. Like, so I'm really bad at drawing. So I basically I make AI draw my storyboard. I'll like put in prompts and like then I show it to the director and I'm like, instead of using references from pictures that already exist, it's just stuff that comes directly from my head. And I use it for that and I think it's good and it's not damaging anyone's artistic or like any process.
In this age of artificial intelligence and all those new technologies, do you think that can help the creative process, or maybe can fit for a band like you?
Yeah, that's a good question. I also think that is pertinent because South by Southwest does host a lot of conferences on AI, and I personally do not think that it is helpful for any sort of like raw creativity. Of course, like a lot of stuff becomes referential, but it should never be automated. It should never be like you type a button and the song's written for you. And I think particularly with something like music, like Spotify has been putting out music that they have created via AI, so they're collecting their own money for, and that they just have automated, and again, that just takes away from real humans making art and can potentially be very dangerous for like any creative person.
Pues yo uso inteligencia artificial, por ejemplo, nosotros hacemos backing tracks de nuestra música y hay un programa de inteligencia artificial que tú pones tu canción y te separa los instrumentos de la canción. Entonces yo pongo mi canción en completa y después la inteligencia artificial me pone batería, bajo, voz, guitarra. Y es muy práctico si yo quiero practicar mi canción sin guitarra y me hace eso. Eso es muy chévere.
Moises.
Yo amo la tecnología para hacer música en el estudio, pero en vivo nos gusta, digamos, algo que sí me hace muy importante que la gente sepa es que no usamos backing tracks, no usamos click tracks, no usamos nada de eso. Cuando nos escuchas en vivo, solo somos los tres. Y eso no se nos hace muy importante porque es el elemento humano. Y justamente en esta era de la inteligencia artificial, eso nunca se va a perder o no queremos que eso se pierda. Igual la inteligencia artificial no se puede montar en la tarima para tocar. Son tres humanos que se han esforzado mucho en tocar sus instrumentos bien para lograrlo.
Do you think that will have impact in your music or in the music in general?
I hope not. Try not to think about it, to be honest. It's just something that's happening and probably take some opportunities from musicians, I guess. So it's not great, I think, but don't think too much about it, to be honest.
Let's just hope it goes the right way.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Exploitation is something that, again, it's like trans-industry. It doesn't matter whether it's people or AI, but I think if there's not the same amount of organic care that people put in to make the things that we make, you will lose a lot of soul, right? Like you could have an AI write a really killer beat, yeah, but it's not going to be nearly as good as the beat that the guy in the bedroom with only one working speaker with the MPC sample and a wicked old Dell computer that his mom gave him. And like that beat is going to hit so much harder than anything that AI could do. I mean, it's just like, that is personal opinion.
I think that there's a potential for an emphasis on humanity in music. If AI were to create this whole industry of music where people are making music that is like ambient music, or just, and obviously not saying that, that stuff is not human, but I think if that was to be made by AI, maybe that people are going to be looking for something that is imperfect, right? That pop music has been over, many, many years, through computer and technology really become dry. Because it's just perfect. It all sounds so good, which is great, but also like it lacks certain, human texture, right? If AI was to be doing all that, maybe we could revert back to a time where like maybe people want to hear the mistakes and they might find that more exciting.
I think AI is going to happen. It's going to do what it's going to do. But as we see in like industry trends, people will always come back to what's human and organic. I think everything's going to be okay.